your souls. All of them. Over and over again.
I've been grinding on YouTube for quite a while now, and honestly, it's starting to drive me insane. When I was younger, I didn't really notice it as much, but I haven't finished a single game on this channel. Think about it. What's the last game you remember seeing me complete on this channel? Yeah, you ain't got an answer, do you? Well, the answer would have been Final Fantasy VII Remake. Only problem is that video never made it to the channel. Honestly, that's not the only issue I'm facing. I've had countless ideas that have never seen the light of day because I lack the confidence to share them with you. I've also been chasing the algorithm for almost a decade, video after video, trying to crack the code, only to realize there isn't a definitive answer. And in the absence of that answer, I've been creating my own problem. When I first started YouTube, my motivation came from watching Sheikah's Clouds. He was just running ranked matches, chilling, having a good time. I always loved video games, but I never imagined I could actually make money from them unless I went to school to be a game designer. Back then I wasn't in the best place. I was sleeping next to the kitchen with food being cooked every day around 5 p.m. I was constantly getting into arguments with my family. I thought starting a YouTube channel might help me mellow out, so I decided to give it a shot. For the most part, the YouTube channel was working. Still got into it with my family here and there, but not enough to go over the imaginary limit that I had set in my head. I still remember saying some stuff I'm not proud of, but it happened and we all seem to be past it. I did start to develop another problem though. I was chasing content. Brandon, you might remember this. I was recording this one rant video and you had to stop me within the first 30 seconds. I can't recall the exact topic, but I know I was definitely chasing the video for the sake of it. Then graduation came. I made a video called The Friendship Rant. Honestly, I hate that video. I made it from an extremely emotional place. I felt like I lost most of my friends, had no car, no job, no money. I was just spiraling out of control. I went ghost trying to figure everything out, and then Tony checked in on me halfway through summer vacation. Not sure what type of person I would have become if Tony and Brandon hadn't been there that year. I had probably gotten past the worst of it, but the bad habit of chasing content was still there, and for all I know, it might still be with me today. For the rest of the summer, I was making videos and streaming on Twitch. On Twitch, I grew fast, and it quickly went to my head. One Sunday, I had 50 people watching me play Naruto. I almost couldn't believe it. I thought for sure this was the big break, the views were gonna triple, the money was gonna roll in, and I'd finally move out of my parents' house. But none of that actually happened. Naruto started getting stale for me. Revolution is still the worst game in the series, and I won't even argue about it. I started thinking about streaming whatever I felt like, assuming people would be down for it since they were already watching. I was wrong. Turns out some people want to see just one game and one game only. Once I realized that, I made possibly the worst mistake of my career. I complained about it. I spent several streams venting about how the numbers had dropped and how those people weren't really trying to support me. In hindsight, I should have focused on the viewers who were actually there, creating content we could all enjoy together. While I put all the blame on myself, I also have to admit I was young. I lacked the critical thinking skills to see where I was going. When my viewer count fell to 0, I quit streaming for an entire year. After that, I streamed sporadically for a few months. League of Legends became a staple in my gaming rotation. I started hanging out with a new group of friends, trying to up my skill level. I was still chasing YouTube content, not fully grasping the lesson I've been trying to share with you throughout this video. Months turned into years. Before I knew it, I was halfway through college, still playing League, still being inconsistent, and wondering what the problem was. Ironically, I was putting all this effort into YouTube, but I was too embarrassed to tell anybody that I wanted to be a content creator. One day, someone finally called me out on it. During a conversation about jobs and future plans, I mentioned YouTube in passing. They said, well, you record a lot. Clearly you want to be a YouTuber. Why not just do it? I laughed it off at the time, but that statement has stuck with me ever since. Video after video, I was pushing myself further into insanity. I should also mention by this point, I had finally gotten my own room. I was working on skits, mini vlogs, and other cool stuff that once again, I didn't finish. There came a time where I was listening to the wrong advice. I made new YouTube channels, followed the words of content creators who had already made it, and even attempted a family-friendly image that I knew wasn't me. Another family move, and a few more years later, I found myself in the same situation as that one summer I told you about. Funny enough, Tony and Brandon had to do the exact same thing they did a few years ago. Tony checked in, and Brandon told me to chill out. At least this time, there was no rant video involved. I found myself in a Discord call with some high school associates. I would only join occasionally just to hang out and chill. Little did I know, I would end up there full time. Most of you watching this probably already know about Bashari and I. This is basically how that group formed. I was burned out. No streams, no videos, no idea what I was doing. I had graduated, but made nothing of it. Found myself working as a merchandiser. Can't remember how it happened, but I was encouraged to stream our gaming sessions. And then eventually, I was encouraged to stream daily. At first, I had no confidence to do it, but I quickly formed the habit of work, stream, sleep. Bashar became a mod for my stream, and I became a community manager. For the first time, I had formed an official team. I even agreed to put them on payroll. While they are both still waiting on their first paychecks, it's primarily due to life not working out properly. I should also mention that I finally moved out of my parents' house at 27. I share a small house with 2 roommates, and despite that, I still kind of struggle with the bills a little. Twitch has gotten a lot better. I've stopped focusing on the numbers, and I'm even getting paid for it now. I spend my stream time playing video games and making beats, silently enjoying the company of those in Discord and Twitch chat. While I think I've made a lot of progress, I still have a long way to go. It was Bashari who pointed out that I'm actually making some money doing what I like to do. We had a long conversation about not chasing the algorithm and instead focusing on what I truly want. For anyone who doesn't get it yet, this was my answer. Content creation isn't a stable career. I may never hit 1 million subs, and this might be as big as I get, but I mean, if that's the case, I might as well just enjoy what I'm doing instead of, chasing the numbers. So I understand that some of you might see this video as me attacking myself, but I actually see it differently. This is me finally following through with an idea and having the confidence to actually share it with you. Truthfully, I'm actually afraid of going back to my old ways of thinking. So I'm hoping this video also serves as a reminder for myself and for anyone else struggling with the same negative mindset. Stop chasing content. Stop chasing the algorithm. Once you do those 2 things, you'll make more progress in a few months than I have in the last 9 years.
I see red when I drink too much.